Hello, I'm Eric Liittschwager, the host of the Quick Chop Show, and welcome to another edition of our cooking. So what I'm doing today is it's real simple. It's just some fresh corn, and we're gonna shuck it off there with a knife and cook it quickly in a pan. Quick Chop is provided by Mission Grocery Outlet in San Francisco. Now, when you buy your corn, corn is a starch, and the starches in corn really change dramatically once it's been picked. So it's real important to get it fresh, cold, or chilled. And when I buy my corn, I like to get it fully sheathed in the husk because I think it protects it. And all I need to see is that it's in good shape. So I'll just kind of pull it apart a little bit and get a glance in there at the store to know, okay, it's nice and plump in there. It hasn't dried out or anything like that. So it tells me it's fresh. When you buy your corn at the store, you really cook it that day. Stick it in the refrigerator for a couple of days, it really will degrade. These sugars and starches in there really change. So we're gonna clean this up a little bit, and I'm gonna show you a little trick too. I'm gonna take this tip off here. And the problem with sort of cutting this corn off is, as I take that knife down like that, look what happens. Bouncing all over the place. You're gonna lose half of it on the floor. Well, let me show you a little trick. Get yourself a kitchen towel and get the ones that's got the loops on the back. And this one I've made it a little wet, and then I just roll the sides. It's not a perfect method, but it works pretty good. So now I'm gonna take that corn and put it over here, and now I'm gonna take my knife, and look at that. It doesn't go anywhere. Yeah, it's kind of a judgment call, really, how far into it you want to go. I love this type of a knife. I forget the name of it, but for doing this kind of work. As I'm doing this, I'm kind of got the corn leaned down a little bit towards my towel. If you're getting too much resistance, you're probably too close. And not much resistance, probably too far. Really nice method to get your corn off that cob and not make a big mess in your cutting area. And now we can just kind of fold this up and easily transfer it over to our pan. So I'm gonna get the pan hot and make sure all the water's gone before you add your oil in. It's a little grapeseed oil there. Now, real easy. We're gonna take our corn. I'm just gonna hold one side of it, and we're just gonna drop that all in there. And that's like, I'd like to say that was my idea, but it wasn't. A little salt. So corn, cook it quickly. It really just takes a couple of minutes. You overdo it and you really break it down. So I like adding a little bit of spices to my corn because it really brightens it up a little bit. So I'm adding a little bit of cumin, some smoked paprika, a little bit of turmeric, and some red chili flakes to give it a little kick. Hit that salt again. go ahead and add just a bit of stock in there. Not a lot, just maybe about a 1/4 cup. How do you know when it's done, Eric? Well, you know, obviously cook it to your taste, you know, but just a couple of minutes. I'd say less than 10 minutes, more than 5 maybe. You know, a lot of these cooking times depend upon what kind of pan you have, how intense your heat is, and how much you have in the pan. You know, one of the most important things about tasting your food when you're cooking as a chef is you're checking that salt level. You know, you salt 3 times at the beginning, in the middle, and at the end. You know, is that salt melted? Okay, lastly, I'm gonna add in these marinated red peppers. I'm just gonna kind of fold those in, not stir them necessarily, just kind of fold them in there. You know, learn to cook with minimal stuff sometimes. You know, sometimes I have no idea what I'm gonna make. I don't know what I'm gonna make until I go to the store, you know. And then creative juices start flowing. Hey, that sounds good. That looks good today. You know, a lot of chefs do that. They don't know what's going to be on the menu necessarily until they get to the market and see what looks good. All right, so look at the color of that. That's turmeric helping out that color a little bit. It's beautiful. And, you know, let's talk about colors because, you know, when I'm cooking something, I'm looking for contrasts. I love having 2 things together that have beautiful colors, but different. You know, red, yellow, this turmeric like that, it's beautiful. And it's a nice presentation. It makes for a nice presentation as well. Well, there you go, folks. That's my version of fresh corn with marinated red peppers, roasted, pan roasted. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that button, and we'll see you out there. And send your comments to newsupnow.org or make comments below on Instagram. We love to hear it. Take care, and we'll see you next time on Quick Chop.